Enemy! Incoming! Look out! Get ready! Close!
Well, you're definitely persistent. I can respect that.
Saizo.
You're a hard lady to catch up to.
You're worse than a stalker.
I don't want to fight you anymore.
I don't either. That's what I've been saying.
Then why? How about you stop and tell me what's going on? What the hell is pushing you this far?
Would you shut up for once? Don't you get it? It's because I'm the reason you died!
Zenon's the one who killed me.
Don't lie to yourself. I let you in there. I'm the one who got you killed! It was my fault. I couldn't believe in your world of light. I gave up on you. Gave up on trying to change this stupid, broken world. Summoner's life was all I knew. But I didn't care. I knew that was what I deserved for betraying you. Killing you. If I stayed a summoner, then our karma would catch up with me sooner or later. The same karma you wanted us to be free from. That was how it was supposed to end.
But now?
But now you're alive again! Why? I killed you. I betrayed you. How could things between us ever go back to the way they were?
All you have to do is ask. Come on, Ash. I'll give us a clean slate if you will. Forget karma, and let's start over. Please.
Damn it, I knew you'd say that. I knew you'd forgive me. This is exactly why you're so annoying.
I'll come back for you. I promise. Just wait here for me, okay? I'm good now, Ringo. Let's move.
What do you think? Would you call this a happy ending, Milady?
Close enough. But don't forget that you've got a deal to help me, too. Saizo gets his romance, and I get my revenge.
Still out for blood, huh? You could always talk things out. Get all the facts before you kill him.
That won't be necessary. Every word out of his mouth, every breath he takes is another reason he needs to die. I'm going on ahead.
Look! Look out!
You should hear this. So
That was
long.
close.
That's... Everyone! Target the demons! Iron Mask! Can't move.
So that was your plan. Time to attack with the new moon to exploit the Zoma's weakness. A good plan. In theory.
What do you mean?
Zen has already overcome that weakness.
No.
You're surprised? Do you even know why the Zoma would be weak under the new moon to begin with?
There's a reason?
It's because their powers are designed to mirror demons.
So if he has the covenants to draw on instead, then the phases of the moon mean nothing to him.
Precisely. Ash was kind enough to buy me all this time, more than enough to lay a suitable trap.
You make it sound like you knew we'd come here today.
Why else would I allow myself to be spotted by those dogs of Yadagarasu? Hand over the covenant.
Never.
I wasn't speaking to you, and I don't like being interrupted. I was addressing the host of the Covenant. Well, I know you're listening. Yes, I'm referring to you. The bearer of the Covenant.
No, Big! Don't listen to him!
If we cannot settle this civilly, I have ways to compel you. Like so. That was your cue to scream. Try to follow the script. Now, if I might have the drone's attention. You can see that, can't you? A wound like that might not kill a human, but the ensuing blood loss certainly would.
Big! Don't listen to him!
Your resolve is admirable. No fear at all. You clearly have a strong will. A shame that your body cannot match that strength.
This body can perfectly simulate pain? Wow, that was kind of them.
I confess my curiosity is piqued. How much pain are you capable of enduring? Shall we find out together?
All right.
Have you decided to give up the Covenant?
I said all right. But I'm warning you. If you lay even a finger on them before I arrive, I will kill you.
Big. Can you move, Arrow?
I've been trying this whole time, but it's rough.
Shoot. I was thinking you could maybe sneak over and fix me. But yeah, I get it.
Is it bad?
Gee, I don't know, man. Got 3 holes in my leg. You tell me.
Sorry.
It's fine. Just keep trying. I'm hoping we can pull something off before Fig gets here.
Got it.
I'm here, Iron Mask. I'm ready to hold up my end of the bargain.
As promised, I have not harmed them further.
May I treat her?
By all means.
Are you okay, Ringo?
I'm sorry, Fig.
No. If anyone should apologize, it's me. Make sure you do what needs to be done, Ringo.
This hurts, Fig.
It'll heal up soon enough. Just bear with it for now.
No. You know that's not what I mean.
There. That should do it.
Fig!
Now we talk terms. Let Ringo and the others go.
Don't get ahead of yourself. The Covenant first.
I'm aware. I'm making sure the conditions are clear for after that.
A noble sentiment. So you are aware that once you give me the Covenant, you will die. Do you have any last words?
No. But I have one question. Tell us why you're doing this. Why are you trying to summon the Great One? Why destroy the world?
Well, I suppose it's because that's the Phantom Society's will, and I am its Iron Mask.
That doesn't tell us anything. If we don't understand, how are we supposed to help you? Tell me, why do you want the world to end?
You're so naive. Stand before Zenon.
Remember your pledge. Don't hurt Ringo and the others anymore.
Eat up, Zenon. That's it. The rainbow is complete. Finally. It's mine. And now, the final curtain. What's wrong? All the pieces should be in place. What did you do? traitor.
Sorry, boss. Turns out karma's on my side. Fig!
The demon's control is gone. Time to fight back.
Figure. Alive?
I'll explain later.
It appears that the tables have turned.
So, I'm caught in your trap now, am I? Well, if you think hiding from me will save your friends, then you can watch me rip them apart!
The rainbow lights disappeared. The plan's fallen apart, but Zenon's definitely weaker. This is our chance. Let's finish it!
Time to cash that check.
Time to improvise. Woo!
Just
Let's
what I
change
need.
this up. This side.
That's stop me. All right.
You gonna try it out?
Sure, Saizo?
Let's whip up a score.
Don't you dare run.
Got a hunch?
I'll burn it all!
We gotta
Yeah,
win
Good
this.
idea.
No matter what. Not with this
It's all
power.
you.
Careful what you choose,
Silent
Arrow.
as snowfall.
In the name of Io. Race to hell! We're actually beating it this time.
Don't underestimate the power of the Covenant! Zenon!
Power's insane. Careful, everyone!
More power!
This time we
to
finish
bust out
it.
the big guns! Scanning hostiles. Process complete.
This don't you dare run. I'll take you down. No matter. Don't you dare run. This time we finish. Don't you dare run.
You know the drill.
You don't have to
Don't
tell
be a
me.
hero.
Sometimes you got a hunch. Sometimes you gotta risk it.
Could be risky.
Hope that works.
You gonna try it out? Think this through, Milady.
Dance!
Struggling thing!
Let's
Let's
settle
go with
this
that.
once and for all. Help me out here!
Here!
Try all you
Stop me.
want.
Let's
Here we
settle
go.
this once and for all.
Now, Ringo.
Here we go.
All right. In my sights.
Out of my way. Rush 'em!
What a waste!
Let me demonstrate my power.
This isn't happening.
They're strong.
All right.
Be on your guard.
How's this?
Milady
for it
needs help
now.
fast.
Can't be too careful.
I'll be okay. What's our
With this
opening?
power. Come on, get back up!
You want me to be grateful?
I will show no mercy.
Ow!
More power!
What are you
Got
thinking?
That's it, Saizo.
Might as well test
This ought to be good.
That should do the trick.
Want a piece of this?
You know what to do.
Let's go.
Just
Here.
what I needed.
this
Let's go.
All right. Dying
I'm
won't
fine.
achieve anything, Milady. Sometimes
It's a risk, Milady.
Burn in hell. You're wide open.
Follow. Let's roll.
let's settle this once
Yeah.
and for all.
That should do the trick.
I'm fine.
Not over yet. I'll get
Good to go.
Whatever
I'll be
it
okay.
takes.
Too late for regrets now. Russia!
Encore!
Bad.
Who won't lose?
Didn't see that coming.
I know we
Not
can
done
win
yet.
this.
You owe me one for this.
What hell I do? You know
Let's
the
go with
drill.
that.
Don't be a hero.
You think that'll work? Good
You
idea.
got it. Take it away.
Just what I need.
Saizo, we'll do it together.
I will
got
Try
this.
try.
all
right.
you want.
Let's
Here we
settle
go.
this once and for all.
Looks like
Accessing data. Weakness found.
we're lacking intel on this one.
That's your cue.
Playing it safe. All right.
I'll be okay.
Here goes.
Let us go.
Are you even trying?
I'll crush you.
This
I'll be
might take
okay.
a while. Might as well test it.
Let's stay.
Want a piece of this?
Don't you dare
Ooh, that'll
run.
work.
Do your thing, Milady.
You think you can order me around?
Did that hurt?
Fall back, Ringo. Give that a try.
This is nothing. Back on track. All good.
It's enough.
I know we
Okay.
can win this.
Here goes. That's a hit.
Too late for regrets now.
Let us go.
Do it!
Regrouping!
Try all
Stop
you
me.
want. I'll take. Don't you
That
dare
looks like
run.
it'll work.
Do your thing, Milady.
That looks like it'll
I'll
work.
take you
I
down.
won't lose!
No matter what. We need to watch ourselves.
Let's change this up! This
Stop me.
Remember
Let's
to pace
finish it.
yourself.
That'll work.
How about that, Milady?
Fine, I guess.
What?
No
Put
rest
yourself
for
too
the
hard,
weary.
Saizo.
Careful, Saizo.
In my sight. Boom!
You might
Protect
be in
yourself,
trouble.
Ringo.
Well, can't get any worse. Back on track.
Just getting started.
That's enough of a warm-up, huh?
Here goes!
Let the rebels begin. Tear him up!
What about this?
Do it! More power!
I'm sick
This
of your
will turn the
face.
tables.
Ha!
There goes.
You're just riffraff after all.
Want a piece of this?
Don't you dare
Looks like
run.
it'll work.
I know
All right.
how to kill you. We need to watch ourselves.
Off we go!
We've got an edge now.
Let's
Right.
settle this once and for all.
You're just
Get
riffraff
lost.
after all.
Let's
Here we
settle
go.
this once and for all.
That'll try.
No way to tell.
Might work.
A little gambit never hurt anyone.
Give it a shot.
You gonna try it out?
Here goes.
You know what to do.
You're just riffraff after all.
Careful.
I'll cover you if it goes south.
Might work.
I hope this works.
You think that'll work?
Help me out here!
Here!
This side
Let's
is
go.
good.
Can't stop me.
Kill them!
Bad.
Do it! Be gone!
Too slow. I know. Don't you dare run. This time we finish. Don't you dare run.
It's a risk.
What's the right move?
Hope that works.
Could be risky. This time
right.
we finish it. We need to watch ourselves.
I'll show Ringo what it means.
We've got an edge now. Don't you
Take it
dare
away.
run. How about this? I'll burn it all! Love to see it.
Let's roll.
Now, Ringo.
No way to
That's your plan, Ringo? Might work.
accessing data. Weakness?
Good idea.
There are not much choice.
We're just
Yeah,
getting good idea.
good plan.
Go ahead, Ringo.
I got you, Milady. Big damage. Too late for regrets now. Charge!
Kill them!
Are you even trying? This time, don't you dare run.
Blow 'em away, Milady.
You don't have to tell me. Let's keep up the pace.
Time to bust out the big guns.
Crazy.
Powering up. Fine. I'll get
That'll
serious.
work. Now, Ringo. Works for me.
Big damage.
What do you think?
I'll handle this.
That'll work.
In my sights.
You just got it. Okay.
I won't stop you, but... Ooh, that'll work.
Help me out here.
Don't waste this, Saizo.
I won't
Let's
lose.
go.
Can't stop me.
Out of my way. Charge!
Encore.
Too slow.
Here I go!
You fell for it.
Out of my way!
Nice wasted effort. Don't you dare
Ooh,
run.
that'll work.
Go for it, Milady.
Got it.
You're so immature!
I know
Okay.
we can win this.
We'll take them down.
Time to improvise.
That'd be helpful.
Oh, come on.
Leave it to me, Ringo.
You know what to do.
Power.
Hope this works.
How's this for you?
You're so immature!
Not over
That
yet.
should do the trick.
This ought to do it.
That should do the trick.
Let's get down to business. Powering up. Too late for regrets now. Rush 'em!
Kill them!
Are you even trying?
More power!
Don't you dare
That should
run.
That's it, Milady.
I'll handle it. Just getting started.
Well, I'll be okay.
You're just riffraff after all.
I'm sick
You
of your
might be in
face.
trouble.
They're strong. Be on your guard.
Ha!
I
Serves you
won't
right.
lose.
Help me out here.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, this is all I need.
Don't
I'll
tell
be
me you're
okay.
tired already. Looks prom-
Can't escape your fate.
No static
You
charge.
struggle in vain.
You can't die here.
Remember, they might counterattack, Ringo.
Can you handle this? You know the drill.
Right.
Don't be a hero.
Looks painful,
Got
Arrow.
that's your cue. What's our opener?
I got this.
This is nothing.
Gotta have our leader.
It's just backup. Too late for regrets now. Charge!
Good to go. It's enough.
Nice wasted effort.
I'll crush you!
I'm sick of your
Time to
face.
improvise.
You can't escape your fate!
Scanning hostiles. Process complete.
We gotta win this.
Got
Looks
it.
promising.
No matter what.
Good idea.
That's it, Saizo.
That'll work.
Take it away.
Let's see some fireworks. Take this.
Don't you dare
Oh, you.
run.
Send them packing.
Ooh, that'll work.
That's your cue.
Blow 'em away.
You can't escape.
Blow 'em away, Millie.
That should do the
This
trick.
time we finish it. I know. Don't you
Ooh,
dare
that'll
run.
work.
Do your thing, Milady.
You think you can order me around?
This might
Switching to
that'll
offense.
Go
work.
for it, Arrow.
I got this one, Saizo.
Let's see what you've got. Looks promising.
Accessing data. Weakness found. Locked on. Come, my beloved star servants. Tear 'em up. Here I go. All right.
Let me demonstrate my power.
Saizo,
Okay.
don't
Good
let
idea.
your guard down.
It's all you.
This ought to be
You
good.
can't escape your fate! You're just...
That'll work.
You can't escape
Want a
your
piece
fate!
of this?
Don't you dare
That should do
run.
the
That works.
You're just riffraff after all.
That's the ticket.
Hope that works.
That looks like it'll work.
We can't lose you here. Whatever it takes.
What's our opener?
Fine.
That should
I'll
do
get
the trick.
serious.
Let's settle
I
this
got
once and for all.
Powering up.
They're
Fine.
strong.
I'll get
Be on your
serious.
guard.
Can't escape
Can you
your
handle
fate!
this?
Why? I have all the covenants. So how? How could they still overpower my Zoma? What did Vega do?
Nice. Where's my praise? Here's a gift.
Very well. Observe. I thank you.
The purple! What's going on?
Hey! Get back here! Shit!
He got away with the Covenants.
Hey, we still managed to beat Zenon. I'd call that a win. But more importantly...
What's going on?
Fig?
Thank you, Ash. You gave us the opening we needed against Iron Mask.
Not a big deal. I was just doing my own thing.
Even so, thank you for being so brave.
Fig!
You don't have to shout, Ringo. I can hear you.
Then don't just ignore me!
I prioritized thanking Ash. I suspected that I would miss the opportunity to do so if I answered your question first.
Fig. You're not dead?
You don't have to hold on to that body. I'm not in there anyway.
Then... what is this body?
It's a remotely controlled proxy. You could say I took some inspiration from Mimi.
You actually made the babe drone?
Yes. Do you recall my first operation as Mimi when Saizo proposed a certain alternate form for my recon drone?
Yeah, I remember.
Ever since then, I've been working on this plan to engineer a second body for myself.
Why?
Because of the Covenant. I anticipated that continuing to travel unguarded with a Covenant at stake would pose significant risk. To mitigate that risk, I had the idea to create another body. A familiar form with simplified functions. And above all, one I could pilot remotely.
Without telling me?
Without telling you.
Come on, guys. Let's focus on the fact that Fig's safe, okay?
Hey, Fig. Your Covenant seemed to sap away Zenon's power. What happened?
I knew you'd be up against a powerful foe. With the worst-case scenario in mind, I decided I'd come up with a fallback plan.
All on your own?
Zenon was using the Covenants to amplify his already considerable combat abilities. He'd focused all their power to that singular function.
Yeah, I think Victor said something like that too.
Right. And that connection, between his own latent strength and the Covenant's maximizing his potential, that was the real source of his power. With that in mind, I concocted a virus with the sole purpose of severing that link, and implanted it into the Yellow Covenant. Both were then transferred into the decoy body, which I'd built using components from my actual form.
And when he took the Covenant from you, that was your perfect chance to activate it.
There was no way to prove it would work. I couldn't guarantee the virus would even affect him, so I'd only intended it as a last resort.
Wow. I mean, seriously, Fig, that's downright devious. Never would have thought you had it in you.
Well, I couldn't risk losing you and everyone else after all. Besides which, it wasn't through my efforts alone. I'd never have come up with it without your combat data from the last fight with Zenon.
I don't want modesty, lady. I want an explanation. How'd you beat the system? I want cheat codes too. Let me in on this.
Some answers would be great, but we need a plan fast. Iron Mask's got the Yellow Covenant now. That means he has all of them, doesn't it? I don't know if we've got time to waste here.
That's not a problem, Arrow. Iron Mask only has 4 Covenants, including the yellow. The situation is still dire, but Iron Mask has also lost Zenon. That has to be a significant blow to his ambitions. We're not out of the fight yet.
But then, where's the last Covenant?
I've already identified the bearer of the final Covenant.
How?
I managed to extract that information from Mangetsu's smartphone. But before we discuss that further, let's all get back to safety. Look!
Bye-bye.
Fig!
Welcome back, everyone.
Are you okay? Are you hurt at all?
You worry too much. I assume you're all hungry? I have a meal ready and waiting.
Hey, where's Saizo?
Now that I think about it, he left and never came back.
Typical Saizo. I'm gonna go out and find him.
Ringo, that would be insensitive.
He's with Ash, remember? Use your head.
Yeah, well, being with her's one thing. Leaving with her is another.
Don't worry. He wouldn't do that. I'm sure of it.
You really trust him, huh?
I do.
You know, you've changed too, Fig. I feel like I can talk to you.
That's only natural. I've tuned my thought process to match that of a human's.
No, not like that. I can't really describe it, but it's almost like you've become more human since this all began.
Really? You think so? That makes me happy.
More human, huh? All right.
Ringo, where are you taking Mimi?
We're gonna go do something human.
A freelance devil summoner, huh?
It'd pay well, wouldn't it?
I thought you wanted to get out of all that.
Well, back then, I think I was so overloaded that I just kind of wanted an escape, you know? And I mean, looking back on everything now, it's hard to know just what was really going on.
What do you mean?
It's just that the more I think about it, I wonder if I even wanted to leave summoning in the first place.
You're not worried about Phantom? I could always go with you, you know? The team will be alright without me.
I'll be fine. Iron Mask would probably kill me if I tried messing with Project C, but he's got no time to hunt down a traitor right now. Besides, I know you. You won't actually leave them.
That's not true.
Yes, it is. If you were serious, you'd never put out the idea of coming with me. You'd just do it. You've got work to do, don't you? You said it yourself. You're a team. And And I know you'd always ramble about your world of light, but this time I think you mean it. You even went as far as to drop that stupid "I'm immortal" line or whatever you said. So I guess I've finally started to come around to the idea. Maybe it's thanks to those friends of yours?
Yeah, maybe.
I'll be waiting for you. So go on and take care of business.
Right. Time to kick things up a notch.
Now you're my accomplice.
Good for you, Ringo. Looks like Saizo won't be leaving after all.
Come on. You make it sound like I'm only acting out of self-interest.
Well, aren't you?
Are you messing with me? What's got you in such a good mood?
Who can say? At the very least, I'm happy everything's worked out between them.
Knew it. You wouldn't be acting like this for no reason. A call?
Who is it from?
Flamma. She wants us to come to the Axis.
I imagine she wants to talk about the contents of Mangetsu's smartphone.
You mean the info you dug up on the Purple Covenant? Guess you finally finished repairing it.
I did.
So who's got the Covenant then? You know, don't you?
Let's save it for when everyone is present. I'll go ahead and contact them now.
Welcome. Welcome.
I'm here.
That's everyone. Let's get right to it then. There's something I'd like to explain.
So you finished repairing the smartphone?
Yes, technically.
Technically? Wait, is it fixed or not?
I'll get to that, but I need to explain things in order. First, about the data I recovered. There was indeed data on the phone concerning the Purple Covenant. I'll summarize the contents.
Before you do, why meet here of all places?
Because the location is convenient.
Uh-huh.
Keep going, Fig.
Right. I suppose I'll get straight to the point. The Purple Covenant is inside of you, Arrow.
Huh? Me? Wait, didn't we watch that thing get destroyed or something? How did it end up inside him?
Let's hear what Fig has to say.
Arrow, you used to be one of Mangetsu's assistants during his research on the Covenants.
What?
But shortly after you relocated, the Covenant research facility was raided. And by none other than Iron Mask. Among those present at the facility was Mangetsu, who held the Purple Covenant, his assistant, who held the Blue, and you, Arrow. You were there as well.
But Mangetsu's assistant was killed by Iron Mask, and the Blue Covenant was taken. Mangetsu knew that it was only a matter of time before they came for the Purple Covenant, too. So it was at that moment he chose to put 3 different branches of his research into practice. The first was the duplication of a covenant. The second was the transfer of a covenant. And the third was the sealing of a covenant. Following his own theory, Mangetsu duplicated the Purple Covenant. In other words, he made a copy, or to be even more precise, a dummy. After which, Mangetsu absorbed the dummy. He then concentrated the real Purple Covenant into his arm and cut it off, allowing it to transfer to you, Arrow.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. You can take a covenant just by hacking off a limb? The hell? You basically died for nothing then.
If you treat your will, or rather, your soul, as the core of the body's senses, then yes, it's possible, in theory. However, it would have required intense mental training to perform. You wouldn't have been able to learn it in just a day or two.
So by sacrificing his arm, he essentially tricked the Covenant. No, he tricked his own body into thinking it was dead.
I referenced this theory when I transferred the Yellow Covenant to myself, too. And not only that, I'd never have been able to generate the virus without the findings Mangetsu left us.
Guess he technically got his revenge in the end then. Even dying couldn't stop his plans. No wonder they called him a legend. And that's why Mangetsu was keeping tabs on Arrow too. He was keeping track of the Purple Covenant.
Correct. And this is also when I discovered that Zenon was only carrying the dummy Mangetsu created all that time ago. That's why I was able to give the Yellow Covenant to Iron Mask.
This also explains why the Purple Covenant disappeared despite them being indestructible. It's because it was never a covenant to begin with.
But wait, I can't have a covenant inside me. If I did, figure Zenon would have seen it.
That's where the third branch of Mangetsu's research comes into play. The sealing of a covenant.
Sealing?
After the covenant was transferred to you, Arrow, Mangetsu sealed it.
Are you kidding? Now it's like you can do just about anything you want with covenants.
That's our fault for making assumptions about them when we really didn't understand anything yet. This is the life's work of a true expert. We should be thankful someone put in the time and effort so we don't have to. Alright, Fig. What's next?
Right. It just so happens that when a covenant is sealed, it loses its light and can no longer be sensed from the outside.
Meaning the holder wouldn't be able to sense other covenants either, huh? But how does that relate to memory loss?
The exact cause is unclear, but it appears to be a side effect from the sealing. It seems this coincided with Mangetsu's goal to hide the covenant. Mangetsu's smartphone included details on the unsealing process as well. But unfortunately, I was unable to restore that data.
Oh.
So some things are impossible even for Ion.
When it comes to magic, very few actual experiences have been recorded. Even with my abilities, I couldn't approximate the data gaps left by the damage.
But we can't just give up. Right, Fig?
Right. If we could observe Mangetsu sealing the Purple Covenant inside of Arrow for ourselves, then we would have the actual experience we need. That should be enough to replicate the unsealing process.
By unsealing the Covenant, Arrow's memories will return, and the Soul Matrix will normalize.
Ah, so that's why we're here. So we gotta operate on Arrow's soul again. Makes sense.
Operate?
So, how are we supposed to view Arrow's lost memories?
We'll create a temporary bridge across the memory gap. We can then try to access the memories on the other side.
There was a weird gap that only appeared in Arrow's soul matrix. But there was no way across, no matter where I looked. I bet that's where we find the path to those memories on the Purple Covenant. Do you remember that one time when I collapsed?
Yeah, it was right after I came back to life. It was pretty freaky.
That was caused by Arrow's missing memories too, wasn't it?
Affirmative.
So, what are the risks?
Building a temporary bridge is an untested measure. It is currently unclear what potential effects this could have on Arrow's mind. And of course, the same risk applies to Ringo as well, since her mind is linked to his.
Great, so it's a total shot in the dark. What's the plan, Ringo?
We break the seal. That runs us the risk of getting discovered, but it also allows us to track down Iron Mask. But, having said that, this is about you, Arrow, so I think you should be the one to decide.
Could I have some time to think about it? This is a lot to take in all at once. I need to clear my head.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Let's regroup later then.
Ringo? Let me explain. Understood? Urgent action required.
Welcome.
Saizo.
Thanks.
Right. Well.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah. What?
But...
Huh?
Hey!
A great power may grace our stage. You wish to register? Are you certain? Now, make your choice. Ah, magnificent. Magnificent. What use could this demon be? What skills shall they inherit? What use could this demon be? What use could this demon be? Today, a new demon may join our camp. What use could this demon be? Which strikes your fancy? Now, make your choice. Magnificent. 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 What use could this demon be? 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 Which strikes your fancy? Now, make your choice. What use could this demon be? 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 What use could this demon? What skills shall they inherit? Are you prepared for this?
Gonna get to work.
Today, a new demon may join our camp. What use could this? What skills shall they inherit? What skills shall they inherit? Until next time.
Yo! Looking great! How's this grab ya? Get me material. Welcome! Need anything else? Come again!
Hey, Ringo. Something's been bugging me. Based on what Fig was saying, Iron Mask should have had the Blue Covenant, right? But Zenon had the blue. We all saw that. And Iron Mask is obviously still alive. So how did he transfer the Covenant to Zenon? Did he use some fancy trick like Mangetsu?
That seems unlikely. Mangetsu's research on the Covenants was extensive and complex, as was his understanding of the mind, memory, and other abstractions. It would have been extremely difficult for Iron Mask to match his level of understanding in a single year alone.
But how'd he transfer his Covenant to the Zoma, then?
Maybe the Iron Mask we know is a fake. That's assuming it was the real Iron Mask who killed Mangetsu's assistant and got the Blue Covenant in the first place.
She's right. The real Iron Mask is already dead. The man behind that mask now is an imposter.
Man, how many plot twists is this now? All I can do is laugh.
So it really was true.
That would explain a lot of things.
It happened before you Agents of Ion showed up. Iron Mask suddenly stopped seeing me in person.
Probably because you'd instantly see he didn't have the Blue Covenant anymore.
That, and he probably knew he couldn't keep up the charade in front of me.
So that's why you were on the run from Phantom?
Yes. I wanted my Covenant to go to my Iron Mask. No one else.
But if you knew that this whole time, why didn't you say anything?
All you needed to know was that Iron Mask was gathering the Covenants, and he needed to be stopped. Am I wrong? As long as you've got all the actors and props you need, nobody cares who's wearing the costumes, right?
So the reason you're going after Iron Mask is...
I will make him pay. But that doesn't matter right now. We were discussing what we'd do about the Purple Covenant. What's it going to be, Arrow?
I think I want to try Flamma's idea. Saizo asked about potential risks to unsealing the Covenant. It sounds like there might not be any real benefit to it anyway. But I need to know why I'm here. Why I'm alive. I think if I'm going to see this fight through, I have to do this.
All right. Then let's head to the Soul Matrix.
Confirming. Our objective is to break through uncharted territory in the Arrow sector within the Soul Matrix. From there, we'll access Arrow's memory and learn how to unseal his covenant.
Understood.
Nothing to worry about. We got his back.
Let's go.
What do you desire, Ringo? New function unlocked. Interesting.
Well... Hey!
What do you desire, Ringo? New function unlocked.
By the way... I see. All right.
What do you desire, Ringo? New function unlocked. I'm curious.
Hey, come on.
That's true. What do you desire, Ringo? Further fraternization. What do you desire, Ringo? In the name of evolution.
A great power may grace our stage. Witness the vestiges of life. Today, a new demon may join our cast. What use could this demon be? What skills shall they inherit? Now, behold the birth of diabolic power.
The pleasure's mine.
Until next time.